The latest from our daily newsletter at podnews.net. Darknet Diaries has achieved 670 paid Apple Podcast subscribers in just 45 days, according to its creator, Jack Rhysider. He also says he's yet to promote it. All discovery is happening through Apple's app. And after Apple's 30%, he's earning $2,300 a month. You'll find his report in full in our show notes and our newsletter today. Podcast listeners are young, upscale and educated, and described by Westward One's Pierre Bouvard as exceptionally attractive. You're not so bad yourself, Pierre. The data is from Edison Research and Nielsen. The number one sports podcast in America, The Fantasy Footballers, has announced a new show on Spotify, Green Room. The weekly show will be on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Apple Music is to launch a classical music app next year. The company has acquired Prime Phonic, a classical music service. Google Podcasts is to get a fresh new UI with a new library tab and a method to mark an episode as played from the home screen. The design is slowly rolling out. Congratulations to the podcast host, which has now been writing about podcasting for 10 years. It has an overview of the most popular posts today. Memberful has integrated with Spotify for private podcasts, they've announced. Kids and family scripted podcast company WonkyBot is to expand into young adult and adult skewing shows in Q3 after a promising start with its own Apple Podcast subscriptions channel. Amber Hall has joined Vox Media as deputy editorial director of Talk Podcasts. And in the Netherlands, the NPO, the public service broadcaster, is to produce a podcast event with more than 20 shows being recorded. The NPO podcast event, says what it does on the tin, will be in Utrecht on October the 10th. And thank you to Clean Voice for being our latest supporter. Clean Voice is an artificial intelligence tool that removes ums and ers, repeated words, and even mouth sounds from your recordings automatically. We're really grateful to them for their support. You can join them at podnews.net/support. And in podcast news, Jon Stewart will return to television on September the 30th with Apple TV+. A companion podcast, also called The Problem with Jon Stewart, has posted a trailer. The podcast is produced by Busboy Productions and is hosted by Amazon's Art19. Beyond the Feed is a new podcast from Linktree, a documentary-style exploration of the passion economy, which also featured winning submissions to its $250,000 Passion Fund. The show is hosted and produced by Linktree's head of audio, Mark Rako. Linktree has additional podcasts and audio collaborations in development. And, essentially, my entire job has been trying to get rid of the non-creative stuff. That's a quote from me in today's episode of the Mosaic Life podcast with Trey Kaufman. I'm talking about my lifelong use of technology to leave more time for creativity, apparently. And that's the latest from our newsletter. For all the links, we're at podnews.net.